hopefully Jaquel Morris, our freshman, first time he's ever done media, did okay in here. So for you guys, I know he was a little nervous. What'd you say? Oh wow, I liked it for his effort. He had 8 and 6. I don't. Was it for his interview or his play?
For his interview, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll have to watch it. No, I thought tonight was a great team effort from our guys. I thought we had a lot of positive contributions from everybody, and that's what we need to finish strong down the stretch here. Man, we want to continue on this upward trend. Obviously, getting the win at Northern was awesome, especially in the fashion that we did it. Facing the adversity that we did, overcame it, went to overtime, got the win, and then tonight, I thought our defense in the first half was tremendous. Our offense tried to set the game of basketball back to the 1940s there in the first half, but our defense was tremendous. And if our defense is like that moving forward, man, we'll give ourselves a chance no matter who the heck we're playing. I'm really proud, obviously, of Jaquel. Jaquel's obviously a freshman. He's had some ups and downs this year. He's 18 years old. He's playing against a bunch of grown men, 22, 23-year-olds, and, man, he was ready tonight. And I think you start to see, what he can be. And he just did it with his sheer effort, physicality. He's got to stop fouling so much. But man, I thought he really impacted the game because Anderson's foot was bothering him throughout the game. But I loved, obviously, Anderson fought. He wanted to be in there. He found a way to get through the game. He ended up with 24 points inside. But then you think about all the other contributions, whether it was Kamari Williams gets 9 and 6, off the bench. BT, Bryson Tatum, that did a really nice job getting to the rim for us, knocking in free throws. It was different guys tonight, and which is a mark of a good team. So, we're obviously getting ready here. We'll have an off day tomorrow. Get our guys in the training room. We'll be in class, and then we'll start preparing for Ohio U Battle for the Bricks on Saturday.
I actually thought Jaquel's contributions were magnified by the way Morgan was struggling tonight.
Yeah. Morgan didn't have his best game. His defense was good. Really good against, again, Leon Ayers. I don't know how many he finished with. He was 3 of 11 from the field. He finished with 9 points. He had 31 on us in game one. And I got all those shots kind of cemented in my head that I can't forget from game one. But I thought he made his life really tough tonight. And, but like you said, it wasn't one of Morgan's better games. He was 1 of 7 from the field. But I thought, again, we had other guys step up. Jaquel, 8 and 6. Kamari, 9 and 6. And BT had 6 points. We had other guys kind of, step up in with the void that Morgan had on the offensive end.
One thing that really struck me was to look at this, at least as far as hustle was concerned, it would be hard for an observer to think that these were two teams toward the bottom of the Mid-American Conference. Those teams were hustling out there all the way, and if you happen to get tired toward the end, well, just too darn bad. Yeah,
it's we're all fighting to get to Cleveland, right? And it's like I wrote it up on the board beforehand. It's our backs against the wall. Right? There's only one direction you can go, right? It's like you got to swing. You can't run. You got to go right to the action, man. And Bowling Green's in the same position as us. We're trying to claw and fight our way to get into Cleveland. The good thing for us was, Bowling Green was right ahead of us in the standings, so we gave them a loss and we were able to get a win. So, which is nice for us. And I don't know how the rest of the MAC did tonight, and I'll look at that here probably when I get to my office. But every game's that way though for us here on out, and we put ourselves in a hole. But I do think we're getting better. And we're starting to get good here at the right time here. And it's amazing what can happen. And I told our guys this last thing I told our guys in the locker room was, hey, listen, nobody remembers how you start. They do remember how you finish. Whether it's right or wrong, it's just reality. And man, if we keep on getting better and we stay committed to playing for each other, man, we can go on an incredible ride here at the end.
Coach, the offense in the first half felt very stagnant, only putting up 26 points. But then in the second half, you over doubled your amount of points, almost put up 50. What was said in the locker room that allowed the team to flip the switch offensively and keep it up on the defensive end?
I think we had 9 turnovers in the first half that led to 7 points. I think we finished with 16, which is way too many. We got to be 11 or less. I thought that really hurt us in the first half. I thought our guys were pressing too, just trying to make home run plays, just hit singles. Just stop, cut without the ball. Don't always go to the ball. Cut to the rim. Sometimes you got to give yourself up for your team. And I thought our ball moved really well in the second half. We started ball screening a lot more in the second half, putting the ball in Makai's hands and letting him just kind of play. And I thought that was a lot better than what we were doing in the first half as well.
First goes, congrats on the win today. I just wanted to bring up Anderson today. He had 24 points. What does it say about the character of him? You said he was managing a foot injury to come out here tonight and make a difference for this team like he did and play so well in the second half, knock down clutch shots, make free throws, and close out the game.
Yeah, Anderson, people probably forget, man, he really didn't play last year at Cleveland State. I mean, he played 3 minutes a game, and they had a really good team. But, he's gotten better as the years kind of wore on here. You start to see his confidence, whether it's, and I keep on telling him, the more reps he gets up on that jump shot, he's going to be a problem, right? And he's unique. He's an enormous human being, but he can play all over the floor. He can drive it. He can pass it. He can shoot it a little bit. He's got to know where his bread is buttered, right? And that's down low. And I want to make that loud and clear, but he's got an ability to do a lot of different things. And, I think he wants to win, man. He wants to get to Cleveland. We're doing this for Makai, and he's, Makai's been here since his 5th year. He could have transferred out last year with the coaching change. He decided to stick with the program because he loves Miami, and we're doing this for him. And Anderson was going to be out there, regardless of what was going to happen. He wanted to play, and obviously we're never going to put him in harm's way. But just proud of him, man. Just showing that he's playing for others.
Yeah, obviously you guys have had some priorities, in the last month here over BG. But since your last game with them, what changes have you made in practice leading up to tonight's win?
Yeah, it's a great question. Our defense is getting better. I'll be honest, last 2 games, the reason we've won the last 2 is not our offense. Our offense isn't good enough, but our defense is. It's been clearly good enough against Northern Illinois and against BG in much different games. Against Northern Illinois, we played a lot of zone. Against tonight, we played more man. And if we defend like that, we're going to give ourselves a shot. That's what I tell you guys. The shooting will come and go. It just does. It's the way of the game. But defense and rebounding will always keep you in every game. Gives you a shot. And we've lost a lot of close games. But when we played at Bowling Green, it felt like we lost by about 100. We were never in the game. We fought back, but it was too late. It ended up being a 10-point game, but it felt like about 100. Just our fight and our details have been a lot better here as of recent.
Congrats on the win, Coach. I just wanted to kind of ask about your transition here and how your assistant coaches and GAs have helped out this year and what they mean to your program and trying to make the turn to become a great program.
Yeah, number one, Miami's a great place. I mean, everybody knows that, man. You step foot on campus. I mean, this is the ultimate college atmosphere. You got this historic basketball program. We got to get it back, right, to where it once was. And it takes a village to do that. And, you mentioned our staff. Our staff sometimes doesn't get enough credit. I feel like I have the best staff in America. Rob Summers, who's our associate head coach, does a tremendous job. You can tell what position he coaches, I would hope, by just looking at him. He's 7 foot tall, right? So, he doesn't coach the guards. He'll act like he can shoot and stuff, but he's more of an interior guy. He's done a great job. You look at the progress of Anderson, of Jaquel, and just how they've just gotten so much better. He does a great job with those guys. Jonathan Holmes, who's been a dear friend of mine for a long time, just has a great offensive mind. Has always been at academic schools, a lot like Miami. And just his way he recruits, the way he develops, his offensive mind, man, is brilliant. Both those guys could be head coaches today if they had the opportunity. They're more than ready. And then I have Christian Smith, who is a really talented young assistant who I will tell you, man, has been incredible. Just his basketball IQ. I've known him for obviously a long time. I mean, he does a tremendous job. And then Carl Richburg's former basketball player here at Miami. It's not the reason I hired him. I hired him because he's brilliant. His mind, he works. He's a servant to the players, man. That's his servant leadership. And then Elijah Pennington, our GA, man, is phenomenal. He's just always here. He'll be here at midnight. He'll be here at 6 a.m. He's in here getting guys extra shots up. He's in there cutting film. I mean, just the work that he does for our program, man, is so important for us to be able to run our program the way we do. So, man, just thankful for the staff that we have.
Congrats on the win, Coach. I know you mentioned previously that your defense has continually gotten better.
Couldn't
with
get
a couple
any
games
worse.
left.
Just so you know, our defense couldn't get any worse than it was. But
I was wondering, what are some other things you guys can continue improving on towards the end of the season?
taking care of the ball. Last 2 games, it's funny. It's like our defense has gotten better. And then all of a sudden, it's like you feel like sometimes you're like poking holes in like a dike, right? It's like, bam, you take that one, bam, and now I got to go over here, and I got to get my toe over here on the dike. It's like, man, we got to take care of the ball. We had 16 turnovers tonight. We had 17 against Northern Illinois. It's not good enough. It is really hard to win when you do that. I mean, you're just giving teams, number one, they don't have to play against your set defense, right? And then number 2, you don't get a shot up. I mean, you look at tonight, I don't know what we shot from the field. We were 26 of 56, so we ended up being 46, 48 in the second half. Like, you're just losing out on opportunities to stretch out the game. Like, that's how you go on runs. You go on runs by keeping it simple and hitting singles. See, but a lot of times players, immature guys think, hey, you got to make a home run play. No, you just make the simple, hit singles. That's what I always tell, hit singles. Take care of the ball, get our defense set, rebound the ball, you make your free throws, you're going to win close games, even when you don't shoot well.
Coach, you've mentioned that these last few wins have been for Makai Larry. How much does he add to your culture and in a leadership perspective, from a player perspective, being a fifth-year senior?
You know, it's funny, when I got here, I didn't know Makai from a can of paint, and everybody told me how quiet he was, and he's still quiet in nature. All right, but I will tell you, everybody that was here previous to me getting here has said, man, how much different he's been and how much he'll call out guys, hold guys accountable, talks. He wants to win, man. I think he's really grown up this year. He's really grown up, and our guys love him. They just love him. And that's what I told our guys going into Northern Illinois, man, we're not doing this for me. We're not doing this for you individual. We're doing this for Makai. Because like I said, he's given 5 years here, and he's given his heart and soul to this program, man, and I want to send him out the right way.
Yeah, speaking on that, you have Saturday senior night here, again, a battle for the bricks against Ohio University. What kind of emotions are going to be, how do you handle the emotions of that night going into this Saturday?
Yeah, first and foremost, I always say, man, it's business, right? Like, for me, I'm locked in on one thing and one thing only, and that's Ohio U. Senior night's obviously very important. It's important to honor those that, they've given a lot to our program. Will, who got in the game tonight, who was ready to go in there. He got in there at the end of the first half. Will Stevens, whether it's Jackson Kenyon, Javen Etzler, Makai Larry. But my focus is on one thing. Just being honest, we need this win. I want to destroy Ohio.
Coach, you mentioned the turnovers, and some of those came during the when they were pressing toward the end.
Yeah.
You don't really see a press all that much, and given your limitations with experience and all that, how nervous is it when a team puts a press on you like that, especially when they start turning the ball over?
Yeah, you see my hairline, right? So, yeah, I mean, listen, we got to take care of the ball. You got to close out the game, right? You got to meet every pass. You can't be casual. You got to work to get open. You got to use your body to get open. You got to always have sideline middle. I always say sideline middle crack back as an option. You should always have 3 outlets every time you have the ball, right? Like, little things matter. Details matter. Got to learn how to close out games better, which we didn't do at Northern Illinois, just so you know. They got that last possession because we didn't get the ball in bounds. Tonight's the same thing. Like, we got to learn how to close games, and we got to take care of that rock. We got to take care of that rock, man. And trust me, we worked on it heavy yesterday. We got to work on it more again when we get back to things on Thursday and Friday leading into Ohio.
Jaquel, you had a career high in rebounds, tied your career high in points. You probably would have set a career high in minutes. Unfortunately, circumstances caught up to you. But I really thought you gave the team some valuable minutes in the second half, especially with Morgan struggling. How would you describe your effort tonight?
I want to say we played hard as a team. It wasn't just only me, but it was like a team collective effort. So I want to give a shout out to my teammates for that.
Just curious, this is the most aggressive I've seen you offensively, really going after it this year. Was there anything, that's been all of a sudden clicking for you, or, something you kind of just decided to to go for it more? Or were they bringing something up in practice and this week, hey, this is something that we think we can get, but whatever it was at work, what went on for you to, make you more aggressive offensively?
It was my point guard, Makai Larry. He told me to look at the rim and become more aggressive because I'd be open most of the time, and I just don't take it. I look to pass a lot. So I took his word, and I just got aggressive this game.
How much do guys like Anderson Marambo affect your development as a true freshman?
He helps a lot. He guys me when I'm doing wrong in practice, tells me what to do. So he's a big help.
This is just the second time this year you guys have won back-to-back games. Do you feel like things are starting to come together as you get ready for Ohio in the stretch run?
Yes, practice become more intense. We're valuing defense more now. So, yeah, we're doing better as a team now.
You have senior night coming up this Saturday against Ohio, the Battle of the Bricks rivalry. How important is that game to you all as a team, and especially highlighting your senior teammates?
It's important. We want to send our seniors out right. Last home game, we just want to leave them. I just want them to leave on a good note.
Speaking, to follow up a little bit on what he asked about Anderson, you face him every day in practice, then you get out there, and you got a pretty big guy that you have to deal with out there. Did dealing with Anderson help you at all in dealing with this guy? I know you've had to face a lot of different guys in the MAC, but this was probably one of the bigger guys.
Yeah. Well, he was good, all due respect. I think his name was O'Neal, right? He was very good. Dealing with Anderson, he prepared me a lot. They're similar, the game. They have good offensive moves and stuff, so yeah.
So this is Coach Steele's first season. What's the biggest thing you have learned from him?
Can you repeat that?
What's the biggest thing you have learned from the Coach Steele?
Oh, the biggest thing I learned?
Yes.
Play hard,
Yes.
go after every rebound, value the little things.
Being your freshman season, what has been the biggest thing that you've had to improve on this year, and kind of the biggest adjustments you've had to make?
I would definitely say the weight room. Got to get in there more. Dudes are 250, way stronger than me. So I've been getting in there lately and taking my lifts a little more seriously.